Anime can be so freaking dumb sometimes. Anime likes to take things to the extreme in one way or another, but there are a bunch of shows out there that actually make you feel a loss of IQ while watching them. This isn't always a bad thing though. We all love action, romance, and fan service in our anime. That's right, I said it. But sometimes the best way to unwind is with a really dumb anime that is so stupid that it has us in tears of relentless laughter. So, here are a bunch of my favorite stupid anime ever. Are you ready to get dumb? Well, let's go. Okay, let's kick this off with the first anime that always comes to my head when I think of dumb anime, and this is actually one of my favorites as well. So, Yoshiko Hanabatake is a total dumbass who just can't seem to get anything right. She somehow always scores zeros on all her tests, and she also has this really weird obsession with bananas. Even her mum has given up hope on her, but the only person who can handle her wild behavior is her childhood friend Akuru Okutsu, or Akun for short. Akun is serious and super smart, but he's also pretty scary when he gets mad, and this dude has one short fuse. He's always trying to stop Yoshiko from doing anything too ridiculous, and he doesn't mind using a little force to do it. And I gotta say honestly, some of these punches are legendary. It's brilliant. However, no matter how many times he tries to knock some sense into her, Yoshiko just bounces back to her usual goofy, unpredictable, and chaotic self. This anime is called Aho Girl, and it follows Akun's life with the dumbass Yoshiko. This anime is about the coolest, most stylish character in all anime. Like, seriously, I can't think of a single character that even comes close to this dude. So, meet Sakamoto, sophisticated, suave, and sublime. This guy is so cool, he's practically perfect. He's smart, dashing, and everyone loves him. Well, almost everyone. The girls adore him, and even most of the teachers think he's great, but the other boys? Well, not so much. They're always trying to trip him up with pranks and tricks because they're jealous of how perfect that he is. But here's the thing, Sakamoto is so damn smart and unflappable that every prank just makes him look even cooler. You know the old blackboard eraser wedged in the door trick? Imagine trying to pull this prank on someone only for them to turn it into a graceful pose that gets the girls swooning over him. That's Sakamoto for you. No matter what happens, he always stays calm and comes out looking like a total boss. This is Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto, and it's full of totally dumb skits that'll have you laughing for hours. Okay, this one is for all the dub haters out there as proof that a dubbed anime can be legendary. Totally freaking stupid, but legendary. So yeah, Japan made this mystery supernatural anime called Ghost Stories. Now, it's supposed to be a horror show, but when they handed it over to be dubbed, they basically told them they could just dub whatever the hell they wanted. And man, they went all out to create one of the most famous dubs ever. Now, the story is about a bunch of friends named Satsuki, Momoko, Hajime, Leo, and Keiichiro. They have a super cool but mysterious spirit inside of a cat named Kaya who helps them on their adventures. Their mission? Well, that's to exorcise all the spooky ghosts that had been locked inside a tree by Satsuki and Keiichiro's late mother. Now these ghosts are haunting their old school, causing all kinds of mischief. Now, I've got to admit, you don't watch Ghost Stories for its plot, you know? You watch it for the outrageous and stupid jokes that they threw into the anime that are so freaking wild, but so damn hilarious. The isekai genre is definitely oversaturated these days, but you do get one every now and then that stands out, and this one stands out for being dumb, silly, and, well, kind of self-aware of that. There's a saying that goes, you can never be too careful. It means it's really important to be ready for anything, even if it seems like extra work. And this describes Seiya perfectly. He lives that better safe than sorry kind of lifestyle. So, when the goddess Restarte summons him to save the world of Guy Brande, Seiya takes his mission very seriously, maybe a little too seriously, and he trains forever even though he's already super powerful. And then he fights tiny, weak monsters using his strongest attacks and buys way too many potions and supplies. It's total overkill, but that's the beauty of it. This anime is called Cautious Hero. Seiya's cautiousness might be a bit over the top, but the way he overkills things is so freaking hilarious. His lines are so dumb but badass at the same time, and the goddess Restarte pulls some of the most ridiculous but legendary faces that I have ever seen. Okay, so in a ranking of the most dumbass creatures in existence, high school boys, well, they're way up there. I should know, I once was one, and my mindset is still stuck there if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, this next anime follows high school boys being, well, high school boys. So, roaming the halls of the all-boys Sanada North High School are three best friends. Hidenori, who has a wild imagination, Yoshitake, who, he's always full of energy, and then Tadakuni, who's the sensible one. Their lives are filled with giant robots, true love, and intense drama. Well, at least in their imaginations anyway. In reality, they're just regular guys trying to make it through the day, but who says everyday life can't be fun, right? Whether they're pretending to be in an epic RPG battle or having a surprise romantic encounter by the river at sunset, the adventures of Hidenori, Yoshitake, and Tadakuni are anything but boring. So yeah, the daily lives of high school boys is full of dumb yet hilarious moments that everyone can laugh at, especially when those moments are relatable. I mean, nostalgic. Totally nostalgic. Okay, let's go with another isekai, and this is probably my favorite isekai ever, to be honest. Konosuba. Hell yeah. Konosuba is always 20 to 25 minutes of dumb fun that never ever fails to make me laugh, especially the amazing season 3 we've had recently. That was beautiful. Chef kiss. But if you've somehow missed or not seen Konosuba, well, here's the rundown. After dying in a pretty pathetic way on his way home from buying a video game, high school student and recluse Kazuma Sato finds himself in front of a beautiful but super annoying goddess named Aqua. She gives him two choices, he can go to heaven or he can start over in a real fantasy world. Kazuma obviously chooses the fantasy world and is given the job of defeating the Demon King, who is causing trouble in villages and, well, the world all over. But before he goes, he can choose one item to help him on his quest. And, well, he picks Aqua, which is a bit of a big mistake because Aqua is completely useless. Things only get crazier from there. Living in a fantasy world is nothing like playing in a game. Instead of having an awesome adventure, Cosmo and Aqua have to find jobs just to pay their bills. With Megumin and Darkness joining their party, they realize that their bad luck is only just getting started, and they quickly learn that their new life is going to be anything but easy. Parody anime are always full of goofy and, well, pretty stupid moments, and this one is certainly no exception. In fact, this is probably one of the funniest anime in existence. So, to most people, having psychic powers might sound awesome, but for Kuso Psyche, it's a total pain in the ass. Kuso can do all sorts of things, he can read minds, he can see through walls, but he just wants to live a normal, boring life. In fact, he thinks his powers are more of a curse than a gift. Kuso tries really hard to keep his powers a secret so he can stay out of trouble, but somehow he always ends up attracting the attention of the weirdest people. You've got Riki Nendo, who is not really the brightest bulb, and then you've got Shun Kaido, who thinks he himself is a superhero. Dealing with these oddballs, it makes it super hard for him to live the quiet, simple life he's dreamt of. And he quickly learns that being normal is way harder than it looks. So yeah, this anime is called The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. It's full of totally weirdo characters that, honestly do bring out the best of Kuso's character. The series is so funny, but there are some surprising moments of wholesomeness that do balance out the stupid. Well, kind of. Next up, I really had to include this iconic banger. Well, I think this anime became so iconic because of how dumb it is. However, as dumb as it truly is an amazing anime. This is the legendary Nichijou. Nichijou is all about the crazy and funny daily lives of 3 high school friends. You've got Mio, Yuko, and Mai. These girls get into all sorts of, well, dumbass adventures. And their stories mix with those of a young genius named Hakase, her robot caretaker Nano, and their talking cat Sakamoto. Every day brings something new and, well, dumb for these bunch. One minute they're just walking to school, and the next they're getting bitten by a talking crow or watching their school principal suplex a deer. Yeah. With a mix of like normal stuff and totally bonkers events, Nichijou can go from 0 to, well, batshit crazy in an instant. And honestly, it's brilliant. I really do love this anime so much. This series takes dumb comedy to a whole new level of, well, extreme, and every episode is full of surprises. Like, even when the characters are just chatting, there's always something stupid happening in the background. And since there aren't really any big problems or serious storylines going on, the show can just be as wild and funny as it wants to be. And I've got to say, this anime is a must-watch for sure. Up next, we have one of the most legendary anime of all time. On the surface, it looks like a normal shonen anime about samurai, but that surface is soon peeled away. So, Edo was once a city full of brave samurai, but when aliens took over, well, things changed big time. They even made a law that said no one could carry swords in public anymore. And this is where we meet Gintoki Sakata, a quirky guy with silver hair who still acts like a samurai, even though he carries a wooden sword instead of a real one. He runs a tiny business that takes on all kinds of odd jobs, and trust me, they're always pretty weird. So Gintoki's team includes Shinpachi, a boy with glasses who wants to be a samurai, Kagura, a super strong girl who can eat a ton of food, and Sadaharu, their giant dog who has this really funny habit of biting people's heads. Together they take on everything from alien princes to local gang trouble in their ever-changing city of Edo. This is of course Gintama, a series where anything is literally possible, and it has earned its title as legendary for a reason. This anime really is something else. Okay, let's throw some romance into the mix, shall we? Now, confessing to the one you love is hard. It takes balls to let your guard down and bear it all while staring down the pit of despair named rejection. And this anime, well, it tackles that perfectly. So, at Shuchiin Academy, the top students are Miyuki Shirogane and Kaguya Shinamiya. Miyuki is the super smart student council president, and Kaguya, from a rich family, is the amazing vice president. These two go together really well. In fact, everyone thinks they're the perfect couple. However, even though Miyuki and Kaguya both really like each other, they're too proud to say it first. They believe that the one who confesses their feelings first will look weak and lose the battle of love. So, instead of admitting their feelings, they compete to see who can make the other confess first. And this is where the anime gets crazy. The lengths and battles these two go through to trap the other in a situation where they have to confess is so brutal at times, and yeah, it can get really super dumb. But then you throw in characters like Chika and Ishigami into the mix, and this anime gets super wild, super dumb, but most importantly, super fun, poetic. Now, if you want to see what the dumbest anime is this summer season, and the anime that actually inspired me to make this list, then make sure to click the video link here, but be warned, this one is super freaking weird.